Today with Erica Faye. I am back and I'm bringing you a fun, quick little tutorial on how to make a simple and fun project that will be useful in all kinds of embellishments and card making. So for this tutorial, you'll just need a few simple supplies, and then you can get a little more technical and elaborate with some extra goodies. But for now, I'm just going to show you how I created some cards using up my old scraps. So here you can see I have some Ziploc baggies with a bunch of scraps. So this is a great way to use up those scraps and with a few simple supplies. So first of all, you are going to need a punch or a die in the shape of a circle. So I'm going to show you how to do circle ones. I'm using simple tools here. Again, I have two circle punches in two different sizes. This is a Fiskars, and then I have one in the EK Success. So you can use whatever size you'd like. It can be any shape you'd like too, but I'm going with the circle today. And then I have a small mini punch here. So it will punch out, as you can see here in a scrap, a tiny little circle. And then I use my little tray here for different like beads or embellishments like sequins and such and glitter, a tray just to punch them in. Excuse my fingers, I have ink I've been playing in the craft room, which is so nice since I've been doing a lot of hauls lately and a lot of organization. So I just wanted to be able to craft and share with y'all and show you that I do craft in my craft room, I promise. My strips of scraps, and with these we are going to make clusters. So we're going to create quite a few, as you can see here. You just can do to your heart's desire and imagination, whatever color scheme you want, whatever scraps you have. Here I have two already created, and these are created with these punches. So here we have the larger punch, which is actually a medium-sized punch, I'd say. And then we have the smaller punch here, and it created this. Then I created a bunch of little confetti. So I created the little confetti with this simple small hole punch. So if you have a mini hole punch, you can do the larger hole punch too. And you can do this while you're watching TV. You can do this just, you know, multitasking. And then this is what I did. So there's no fancy way to do it. Just and then like I said, I do them into this tray so that way it's easy to use them and, you know, keep them in one place, because they can fly away, you know. So we will create some of these together just to show you how simple and fast and easy it is and how I do it, my technique, which is not too hard. And then I will put together a card of ones that I've already created. Here I created with strong roots. This is the number if you're interested. I purchased this at a scrapbook garage sale for $5. So I don't know if it's still available, but you could probably find it used or pre-loved somewhere close to my heart, which is out of business. So yeah, this wouldn't be available anymore, but I'm sure you could find it online somewhere, or maybe you have it in your collection if you are or were a collector of close to my heart stamps. So I used that to create the home is where the heart is for this cute little card. And what I did here is I punched out 6 of the smaller circles in green and then one of the larger. I cut these with my scissors and just made my own a little pot. And then on here, I made these little confetti clusters. So I will show you how to do that, but it gives it dimension. It's a way to use up your scraps. You do not have to have any fancy equipment to do this. Just a simple circle punch and a hole punch and some glue, and voila, some scraps. And this is super cute. You can do any stamp you want. I just created these topiary little trees that you would see on like the front porch of a new home or something like that. Just reminds you of home. So home is where the heart is. I created this card as like a welcome home or a congratulations on your new home. It could be that type of card, whatever you want to do. But I just created these little balls and circles to create that type of little tree. And I did a larger one here, and I was able to do that by using the little confetti that I created with my scraps. So that's just one example of how you can use these little confetti clusters. And let's move to what we can do and make one together. I have the small and the larger with a bunch of different colors that I was able to punch out from here. And this was from this line here, which is a Cartabella line, but see, it's double-sided. So I was able to create these circles, which I will make balloons, and then we will create a happy birthday card. Okay, so I have my plain card here, and then we are going to put these on here with a happy birthday sentiment. But first, let me show you how I created these circles, okay? So I have a bunch of here and added, so I'm just gonna add it into here. Watch me making all these little confettis. We have a large circle punch. We're just going to punch that through. And we are going to create one of these together so y'all can see exactly how I do it. So I'm going to zoom in, and then we're going to mix these other little confettis up. And then I'm going to show you how I did this. So it's so simple. You're going to fill it in with glue like so, right? And then we're going to take our little stuff here, our little confetti that we made with the small hole punch, and we're just going to lay it over our circle with glue on it. And a faster and more convenient way, as I should have showed y'all, my bad, is you want to put it onto paper, so that way you can just dump these back into here and go again. If you missed any spots, you can fill it in however you see fit. So I'm going to dump these like so again, and just put it over the top like so. I was zoomed in just a little tad too much, wasn't I? Okay, and then I press it down with my fingers, then just dump it onto the sheet of paper so we can still use those. And here we go. Here we have a very cute little confetti clustered circle. So the possibilities are endless. You could do a heart shaped, you can die cut a shape, whatever it is that you want to do. I was just wanting to show everyone that you don't have to have a die cut machine to create something fancy. You don't have to have dies. You can do something so simple and so easy like that. And then you can just bag these little guys up. But what an awesome way. You can use these confetti pieces in all kinds of projects, but I wanted to show you that you can actually create some shapes and some clusters and make cards with simple tools again. Okay, so there's one of those little circles here. Okay, so now let's do the happy birthday card, okay? So I have, again, a blank. We're going to zoom out. I have ones that I made earlier before recording. So pre-made these for us. I have the card here. So we can make our card this way, I think. Let's do that. And then we are going to create some balloons. And all I'm going to do is use a pen, a card, some ink. I think we'll use this little Concord and Ninth premium dye ink in the color Wild Berry. And then I have a fun little, this is a Crafter's Companion little set that I got for $1 at a scrap book garage sale. I just am simply going to use Happy Birthday here. We're going to put it onto the block. Let's take this one off. And then I'm just going to place this Happy Birthday here, like so, and then we're just going to say happy birthday. But instead of doing it just straight onto the card, I'm going to create something like this. So I have a little scrap over here. Again, we're just using up our scraps. And I just cut this earlier, and I did it with the distressed scorched timber ink, which I actually used here for the trees. So, but I decided that I think that it'd be prettier with this wild berry. So we're going to cut some similar shape. We're just winging it, y'all. We don't need some special, like, anything. And I'm just going to create the same little type of shape sign here by using my scissors and just lining it up. But literally, I just cut it myself without any type of anything. Just because I want to show you again. Use up your scraps. And then let's ink this stamp. Happy birthday. Here we go. And we're just going to place this like so onto our paper. And there we go. Happy birthday. We have our little happy birthday sentiment. And we are going to take our card. Here it is. And we have our circles here. I'm going to zoom in. There we go. And then we're going to place our balloons like so. And we're going to glue it down. So I'm just going in the center. Let's move some of this out of the way. There we go. Maybe I'm zoomed in too much. There we go. All right. And then we're going to make our little strings with our pen. But first we will just glue these babies down. So I'm going to do like a little overlapping look. So again, this is just, so you can do this just because you want to, or you can do this because you want to use your scraps up. I'm going to place my balloon there, my big balloon with my confetti clusters. And then I think I'll do like that type of look there. Gluing this. Layering here. I guess it's just to go with the flow, Erica. Go with the flow. Oh, and look, I got ink on me no matter what. Look at that. Erica made a mess. So we're just going to lay that there. Now, maybe I should put this little sentiment there. Because I made a little inky mess. Okay, we're going to draw a little, and then we're going to do it like this. And you can color these in, you can leave it however you want. I'm going to do that kind of thing, and then we're just going to place this right there. So you can layer this more. Maybe I will. Maybe I'm gonna go a little bit nicer here. We'll leave that one like that. We'll leave that one more simple. And I think I'll color these in. I like the look of them colored in, more simple. Okay, so let's try that. And we'll just do it like that. And let's just do that. And I think I'll color in and make those a little bit darker, but you could pop these up, but we're just going to glue this down today. Because again, just want to show y'all that you don't have to have a bunch of fancy tools to create something fun for someone you love. And you can jazz this up. You can add stones to it. You can add more sentiments. I know it seems kind of plain. I would do a little more to this myself, to be honest. Like, I might even dress these up a little more just to show y'all in the end what you can truly come up with. But my goal was just to show y'all that you do not have to have fancy tools. You can create something fun for someone and special with the simplest tools. So cute, so fun. And then we have our little clustered confetti balloons on this beautiful little simple happy birthday card. I have some blue here, so we're gonna make some like rain. I have my inspiration here is I have this little Spellbinders stamp set that I purchased at a scrapbook garage sale recently, Mom and and I'm going to use this. Rain is just confetti from the sky, and we're going to create some blue here. I'm going to show you how you can use these little confetti, like little bits and pieces, and I'm going to grab some scraps here. Here's my hole punch, and this is a way that you can just use these without clustering them. So just no rhyme or reason, no wrong or right way. Let's be in frame, Erica, that would help. And then I'm just going to just make a bunch of little rain here. And like I said, you don't have to do this any certain kind of way. I kind of stayed in the same area through the lines, through the strips of scraps, to really take advantage of the scrap. And it's a great way to get in there and use all your scraps. And this is something that you can do and create these little confetti pieces while you watch a show, while you sit and just relaxing. A great DIY for at-home confetti. And there you go. And then you have all these little bits here. So we are going to stamp on a blank card. So I have some blanks here. So we'll do this. We have a little block here. I don't have my stamp pad out or anything. We don't need to get all fancy. Like I said, this is just to show you that you can have simple tools. If you have a stamp that says rain is just confetti from the sky, use that. I like people who smile when it's raining. Use that. It's just basically a little card here that we can use for someone on a rainy day, right? So I'm just going to pop that on there. I'm going to use the Tim Holtz Distressed Ink in Broken China, a blue. So this is just to inspire you to use up your scraps, have simple tools, no problem. And then I'm just going to center this in the center of the card, eyeballing it right now, because we're not trying to get all fancy, trying to show you that you don't need to have a bunch of fancy tools. And voila, we have rain is just confetti from the sky, and then we have our rain right here. So I have this, it makes it a little bit easier, but a little pokey tool on one side and a wax on one side. A very sweet crafty friend of mine that I did a swap with gifted me this, and it's great for this. Okay, so we are going to take our glue. I have Barely Art glue today, and we're going to just put random dots everywhere, and then we will put our rain. So as you can see, I'm just going to randomly put the rain drops. I'm just gonna drop the dots of glue just randomly here and there. And then we're gonna put that off to the side. And I'm going to take my little raindrops, my little mini hole punches, and I'm going to just plop them down like so. So this is a fun, simple card that you can gift someone. Maybe they're having a hard time and they need some cheering up. You don't have to have expensive tools. You don't have to have a lot of tools. If you want to craft, you can do it very simply. I made these, I already had these pre-made cards, but which are really inexpensive actually to pick up at Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree or anywhere when they're having a sale. But if you just have white cardstock, simple, simple, and easy. But it's handmade, made with love, and it sure beats a card that's not personalized or not handmade. If you still want to craft, but maybe you don't have a lot, or maybe you are traveling like I do a lot, and you don't want to bring a bunch of tools with you. Maybe you're a beginner crafter. This is perfect for those who are beginner, who may not have a lot of tools. And it's really quick. I might leave this live time since I'm chatting away. And if it just seems too long, then I will, this video, then I'll go ahead and speed this up. But I think we'll be fine when it comes to time. And then look, we have a little double raindrop, but I just picked that up. But you can totally do that too. And then the last one. Very simple, very beautiful. So easy. And you can emboss this paper if you do have extra tools. You can add some gems and rhinestones in between this regular rain. You can just make the rain where it's just coming down. You can make it, like I said, in a sequence pattern. But the point is that you can make easy DIY cards so simply. If you don't have a stamp, write it out. Write it. But the point is that you can create these little confettis at home while you're doing other things, and you can create a card that's so simple and so easy at home. And you know, I can jazz this up, of course, and I probably will later, but this is just to show you, to give you some ideas, to get you brainstorming with ideas on how you can create with simple to little tools. And so this is the rain is just confetti from the sky. You can put a lovely little message, handwritten note on the inside saying that, you know, sunny days are ahead, yada yada. So thought that was cute and simple way to use these little confettis without being a cluster. So we made this together, this card together, and then we created the Rain is Just Confetti from the Sky card, a simple confetti card, simply made with simple tools. We made clusters together. Your possibilities are endless on these. And then I made this one before I made the video, so I could give you guys an example of what you can do with these little confetti clusters that I've created and that we created together here on camera. So let me know if this is something that you would do. I think that it's a great way to use simple tools and create some fun projects, and to be able to craft anywhere, whether you're sitting in bed watching a show and you just want to bring your hole punch. Make sure to have a tray or of some sort to put all these little guys in, and then you can just put them all into a little bag after you're done. You can use these in shaker mixes as well. The possibilities are endless. If you've done this before, leave that in the comments too. I'd love to know. If you think of some other ways that you can use these fun clusters, confetti clusters, let me know too, because I'd love to know. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye!